Tắm luôn nó béo dở là hình cho nó béo. Just go on. That's it. Okay. Okay. See you later.
Ano mga angels?
Wala na po lighter. Yes, she did.
So we did go there.
We are now making our way to the furthest extent of Tar Inlet, named for glaciologist Ralph Stockman Tar, who visited and studied this inlet in 1911. And we are beginning to approach the faces of our majestic glaciers. You may also have noticed that the chunks of ice are growing more numerous in the water. While we refer to them colloquially as icebergs, they are all too small to meet the International Ice Patrol's definition of a proper iceberg. The word iceberg comes from the Dutch, iceberg, which literally means ice mountain. The ones we see here are a lot smaller than ice mountains, even accounting for the fact that only 10% of the ice is visible above the water. The International Ice Patrol, which was founded in 1913 in the aftermath of the sinking of the Titanic, designates icebergs by size. To meet the definition of a proper iceberg, they must rise higher than 5 meters or 16 feet out of the water and be longer than 50. All I can tell you is that no one knows the answer to that question. One article I read titled Glacier Calving, a numerical model of forces in the calving speed water depth relation, summed it up nicely. Given these complexities, it is not surprising that no known, theoretical, or empirical rule governs the rate at which these processes result in ice loss from calving faces. Now there are a few things we do know. All of the ice we see floating in the water around the ship calved off of the Marjorie Glacier within the last 72 hours or so. Calving does seem to be correlated with water and air temperature, even if the reasons why are unknown. And during the last survey of the calving rate of Marjorie Glacier, it was determined that it is calving an average of 1 liter of ice per day. If we do the math using that rate, that means the Marjorie Glacier loses an average of 85,000 tons of ice per day. Even things that may look like small chunks from this pounds per cubic foot or 920 kilograms per cubic meter. Negotiating the ice fields of this inlet requires expert and careful navigation, and I'm very appreciative for the captain, the pilot, and the bergy bits and growlers that we're seeing now calved off of the Marjorie Glacier, which is beginning to come into view. There is a second glacier in view as well. Take a few moments to try and spot these glaciers, and I'll be back with you shortly to help point them out.
Isa pa. Kamay. Yan talaga.
Not very pretty. Yeah.
And one final note while we are here at the Marjorie Glacier, your vessel has authorization to launch a tender for taking promotional footage. You may see that in the water, but that is an authorized launch of that tender. And I look forward to seeing you all outside, and I will be returning to the mic once we make our way away from these glaciers to provide some more commentary. But once again, welcome to the head of Tar Inlet and the incredible views of these tidewater glaciers.
막힌데요, 막힌데. 언니 얼음이 여기서 저기 시커먼 데 잠깐 그냥 거기가 떨어져 이쪽으로 쫙 뻗어 이렇게 돌아서 내려. 딴거 없어. 하나 떨어지고. 네, 지금은 얼음이 다 떨어지고. 이쪽 풀려가지고 저쪽 풀려가고 완전 풀려. 이렇게 많이 먹어서 많이 먹었네. 그래가지고 이제 또 먹여놨구만. 아이고. 아니 현준이도 아픈 다음에 아무것도 안 먹고 그래 이러다가 뭐 먹을래? 그러니까 그거 뭘 줬더니 딱 먹더라도 웃었다. 와.
아니 그때 제가 우리 집 갔을 때
아니 아니 놀러 갔을 때.
놀러 갔을 때
어디 놀러 갔을 좋아하는 거지.
these changing systems, and we have the opportunity to pass this story along to others. I hope we can take this task on not in a spirit of sorrow or worry, but rather in a spirit of inspiration and purpose. For just as a single snowflake begins the process of forming a great glacier that can carve this bay, our single actions can begin a process that protects our future. Those who come after us will thank us for what we do today.
Yeah, it's a deep channel. What you see above is what you see below. One side, yeah, that's a beautiful lake. We spent a lot of time at Lake George, which is in a similar area. And similar, you know, it goes down a little bit. There's rock ledges where it's just sheer face. It's
Is anybody sitting here?
Just one.
Only one?
Two of us.
At this point, pleasure is staying. Travel a lot. I'm not competing. So, I've been up to Montreal to play the Nest and it's not a bad gig. Like, I already started diving. It's great. Yeah, absolutely.
While the changes to the physical landscape may be the most dynamic and eye-catching, they're not the only changes that have drawn scientists to this area. An expedition from 1899 described the landscape this way. Quote, except near the mouth, the shores of Glacier Bay are treeless, and large tracts are almost destitute of vegetation. A variety of other facts show that this barrenness is due to the recent occupation of the surface by ice. Now, if you've been scanning along the shoreline throughout the day, you may have noticed how the landscape has transformed since that expedition. And these changes in vegetation have attracted the attention of scientists for over 100 years, including ecologist Dr. William Skinner Cooper, who came here in 1916. He was interested in what is known as plant succession, which is how plants will populate an area. What better place to study this phenomenon than here? He established research plots on his initial visit in 1916 to count and catalog the plants present. In the 1920s, Dr. Cooper chaired a committee of the Ecological Society of America to advocate for the protection of Glacier Bay. Those efforts succeeded in 1925 when President Calvin Coolidge proclaimed Glacier Bay a national monument. In the proclamation declaring that original monument, President Coolidge noted, "This area presents a unique opportunity for the scientific study of glacial behavior and of resulting movements and development of flora and fauna." Dr. Cooper returned to resurvey those plots numerous times over the next 25 years, and scientists continue to study these plots today, making them the oldest continually researched post-glacial areas in the world. Glacier Bay later became a national park through an act of Congress in 1980, the same year that the mountain rising up off of our starboard or right side was named Mount Cooper in his honor. Though Cooper's plots were small, just 9 plots, each 1 meter square, the legacy of that research has been great, in no small part resulting in the 3.3 billion square meter national park we have come to experience. I encourage you to think about actions that you have taken and the legacy of those actions that you hope to leave behind. Starboard or right side. Now we do have some exciting ranger programs still to come this afternoon at 1:30. Ranger Nate will be giving a 30-minute presentation in the Princess Theater on deck 7, discussing the ways that this landscape has been sculpted and changed by the physical forces that touch this area. I really do hope to check that out. Ranger Nate is an incredible speaker, and I hope you take some time to visit his, view his program at 1:30 in the Princess Theater. Now at the same time, Ranger Mariah will be giving a 30-minute kids program for any junior rangers on board who are interested in becoming junior rangers of Glacier Bay. That program is happening in the Youth Center on deck 17A. Again at 1:30 for both of those programs. We really do hope you take some time to check out one of those. We are continuing to retrace our route back down Glacier Bay. I'm sure with the day we're having, we'll be seeing plenty more wildlife, even though my commentary is wrapping up. So if you are looking to see more of that, please do keep your eyes peeled on the water and the shoreline as well. Your ranger team is still scheduled to be disembarking the ship at 3 o'clock. That is subject to change depending on what the currents and what the wildlife situation is like. So I will do my best to make an announcement shortly before our disembarkation to let you know any updated details if you are hoping to see that and taking the opportunity to bid us farewell. Now I'll be back in just a few minutes with some concluding thoughts of our day so far.
it the rest of the trip.